What is up, guys? This is ALTX here, and today I'm going to be bringing you round 18 of my NR2003 2018 season here from Daytona. The second Daytona race of the season, the only other Daytona race of the season. It'll be the night race. Short little 24 laps. Shouldn't be too long. We'll start from the back of the starting lineup and run through it real quick. Gillen, Thompson, Kennington, Witt, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Casey Mears, Brennan Gaughan, Matt DiBenedetto, Cody Ware, Timmy Hill, David Reagan, Trevor Bayne, Michael McDowell, Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray, William Byron, Ryan Newman, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Jones, Paul Menard, Jimmy Johnson, AJ Allmendinger, Clint Boyer, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, who won his first race of the season last week, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch. In the front row is Joey Logano, and starting on pole is Kyle Larson. So the biggest reason I rushed through that real quickly is because I want to look at the point situation we have here. Obviously, we've got Truex at the top of the playoff grid. Now with Eric Almirola locking himself in with that one victory. He is tied for most top 5s on the season with Truex, and he has the most top 10s. So Almirola seems like he's getting back in his groove, back the way they were at the start of the season. 2 DNFs bites a little bit, but it's not as bad as the likes of Kyle Busch or Larson, who have had speed, but have struggled to close races and, just catch a good break. We've got stragglers like Timmy Hill, Paul Menard, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. shaking things up. They are at the bottom of the playoff grid. They only have one win, and actually Kevin Harvick has more top 10s than all 3 of them combined. Oh my gosh, excuse my fan. I don't know why it's making all that noise. Stop it. Okay. And then we look outside. Jimmy Johnson, 11th on the standings. Highest driver in points without any wins, so that's comfortable for him. And then we look back, 94 points behind him is teammate Chase Elliott, who is 16th in points. Ignore the fact that it says 17, it's 16th. There's a 94-point gap, which really in races where you can earn 45 points, a couple of bad races by Jimmy Johnson, which we've seen from guys like Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch, could easily set them outside of this playoff grid. So they've caught on strong as of late. They've had a really nice string of top 10s and a couple of top 5s, and they've been able to really strengthen their points position. But the big thing for them and guys like Keselowski and Hamlin is they've got to keep it going. And if they can break out and win like Eric Almirola has, still not commend yet. But decided that we're going to go off of playoff points to decide the grid, championship grid. Besides these guys up here who have not won, they are not part up there. They are inside the playoffs right now, but not by wins. As we can see, despite literally nothing across the stat board, not even a pole, not even a DNF for anything, Alex Bowman sits only 2 spots outside the cutoff, just 22 points behind Chase Elliott. So nothing insurmountable. Just making sure all that stuff is. We haven't started yet. But yeah, Alex Bowman does not have a top 10 or top 5. And everybody, look at the names. Alex Bowman and then some back markers don't have top 10s. It's crazy to think about. And it's not like they've been bad. For having no top 10s, being 18th in points is all right, They just haven't been able to finish well. I'm very surprised by that. We're starting the 18th race of the season, and they don't have a top 10 to their name. It's crazy. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Drivers without DNFs. Interesting stat. Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano. So 2 Penske cars without DNFs. Then it goes Alex Bowman and Chris Buescher. Those are the real guys we want to look at. Mostly Newman, Bowman, because that might be the make it or break it for Bowman. If they can pick it up and just get a couple of more good finishes, then I think the big thing is that they have no DNFs. And Chase Elliott has definitely had more speed, he and Eric Jones, but they also have those 2 DNFs, which usually means a very low sum of points. As we finally rolled off, I can stop talking. Are we right next to the... Okay, no, pulling onto the back switch. Okay. So as I mentioned previously, Alex Bowman in need of a good run, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Then starting in the most ideal spot, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Starting back in the 11th row, P22. Not exactly where you want to start, especially at a track like Daytona. Gee, if I can get the camera angles right. Yeah, there we go. Same thing as we had before. Good job. We have guys like Jimmy Johnson, who's now in Eric Almirola's position. They found that speed to run well inside the top 10, but they need to pull off a win. And they were close last week, but Eric Almirola was finally able to snatch one. He's starting 10th today, looking to keep that momentum going forward. It'll be Kyle Larson leading them to the green. Everybody up here has a win except for that Penske duo. I know Logano would level win. I know Keselowski would level win. We know Penske's good at these tracks, so we'll have to see what happens. As the 42 and the 22 of Larson and Logano, respectively, lead us out of turn 4 into the tri-oval. The pace car pulls off. And here we go. We're green at Daytona. Terrible camera angle. As we come across the line to complete lap 1, the lead changed hands twice already. It went from Kyle Larson to Kyle Busch to Kurt Busch. Looks like they're not. No one's wasting any time. It's only a 24-lap race. It's fairly short. Kurt Busch moves up to the high lane. Looks like it was a mistake for him. Now Blaney to the lead. 3 lead changes already. We're barely 2 laps in. We got the 9 and the 48 lined up behind the 12. Blaney mistakenly goes high. I don't understand why. It's just the way NR2003 works. The AI feels like they need to go high, like it's a good decision, and then it's not a good decision. So far, seemingly tame. We've got 2 lanes racing each other. Granted, we had a few passes for the leads already. A few passes for the lead already, excuse me. Things seem to be decently tame. Elliott goes high. And now the 48's going to drive right up to his door. Big support from behind him. Oh, 48's going to go high here. It looks like, and maybe lose that support of the inside group. No. Lead changes again. Jimmy Johnson to the lead this time. And the way things are going, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Eric Jones... Oh, wow, Eric Jones actually forced his way under to make the pass on Johnson. That'll be another lead change as the 48 now has a gap back to his teammate and no momentum. Eric Jones takes the lead here. Keselowski goes under Eric Jones. Everybody wants a piece of it here. We're barely getting on to lap 4. Nobody seems to be... Not a whole lot of give. There's a lot of take. Not sure why the cars are moving so slowly. 190 in the corners? Sheesh. It's lame. Whatever. Wow, 188? They're moving slow. Holy cow. That's something with the INI I messed up. Oh, well, whatever. Race seems like it's going pretty well right now. A little bit of a freight train style, but they were 4 wide in what I did earlier when I was testing it, so hopefully it'll get exciting. Here we've got a little bit of 3 wide. This time it's Stenhouse in the middle. Oh, Chris Buescher to the lead. Everybody's going to get a turn at the lead, it looks like. Perhaps a middle lane here starting to form. Oh, Elliott peeked down a little bit as if to contemplate. Not sure why you would go to a middle lane. He is looking down low. Here we go. Now we've got a 3rd lane starting to form, led by Buescher, followed by Stenhouse, Elliott, and Logano a little bit further back. It's materializing, but it's not quite there. But that lane split up from the top lane. So now we have the inside lane powering through. That's Ryan Newman taking the lead with William Byron under him. And Jamie McMurray now all the way to the bottom of the track. And it's officially starting to look a lot more like Daytona. Ryan Newman actually able to, I was going to say hold on to the lead and move up a little bit, but Byron pulls a little switcheroo on him, goes down, and now Byron's in the lead. For how long? I highly doubt it'll be too long. Probably be McMurray coming out of turn 2. As Byron does not protect the bottom at all. Or does he? Oh, it's closed. Oh, it's too late to close the door. He waited too long. And we have the one of Jamie McMurray, who has had a horrible, horrible season. Stark contrast to Kyle Larson. I believe McMurray is barely top 30 in points. They just cannot get anything going. And it's just bad luck, too. It's not like their cars are they're slow. They're decent. It's just no luck. Same with Casey Kane. Really, I think Kane has 4 DNFs on the season, which is tied for most. And I believe they're like 31st in points. But now as we look back, where's our pole sitter? Who was it again? Kurt Busch, I think? Or no, it was Kyle Larson. Where did he go? There he is. I see him in the middle line. Back there with Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch and all the other guys that started up. We now officially have 3 full lanes for him. So it is Daytona. Daytona is officially here. He's got this weird camera angle. That's pretty janky. Can't even see anything. Alright, we're not doing that. Kane moves up to the middle. As we know, that does not work. Now that will put Trevor Baynes with the lead. The way this is going, we're going to see Jeffrey Earnhardt, Brendan Gaughan, Timmy Hill. We're going to see all these guys get a shot at the lead. And Timmy Hill leading in a plate track is actually something not, it's not uncommon this season. He won the Daytona 500, ran very well, and I believe he finished well at Talladega too. So Timmy Hill at the front, racing up in the top 10, would actually be a familiar sight for this season, which is surprising for that 51 team, but it seems like they've got the stuff to do it right now. Austin Dillon down on the inside should be assuming the lead fully in just a second, unless he goes high. He chooses to stay low. McMurray's actually holding his own up there without the support of the bottom lane. I'm a little surprised by that, as Dillon leads them off of turn 4. We've reached the 1/3 mark in the race, lap 9 of 26. McMurray's actually able to lead that outside lane a little bit, it looks like, and try and fight back with it, which really shocks me. It looks like he's got a strong car around the outside, which, again, as I said, nobody really else does, except the one of McMurray is even racing Austin Dillon for the lead. It's a side-by-side battle. Obviously, Dillon, with the shorter way around the track and the slightly lowered speed, has the advantage. But I'm surprised Jimmy McMurray could possibly be a factor late in the race, because look at him. He's actually getting out ahead of him. We haven't seen so far with all the lead changes and passes from the inside lane. I mean, perhaps it could be because Austin Dillon doesn't have a whole lot of help behind him. Brendan Gaughan and Timmy Hill aren't bad drivers, but their cars are not reflective of their driving talent. So it could help that McMurray has better equipment lined up behind him. Either way, it's finally making for a much more stable, a much better race. One that I can watch without predicting who's going to be in the lead every 20 seconds. But it would be interesting to see if McMurray can prevail an inch ahead. Austin Dillon gets a huge shot there, though. He's moving a lot slower. McMurray with a run here. Big run from the one car, McMurray. Oh, will he clear him? Oh, not quite. Not enough. Bowman has cleared the 62 of Gaughan, moved him up out of the way now. Only one car separates him and the 3 of Dillon, and I believe once he gets to Dillon's back bumper, things should pick up. Bowman, as stated multiple times this season, still looking for his first top 5 or top 10 or anything this season, even DNF, if anybody wants to do that. Speaking of Bowman, cuts under the 51, down to the inside he goes, and this might be the end of Jimmy McMurray's Herculean effort to try and fight back on the outside, as now Austin Dillon has some real horsepower lined up behind him with the 88 of Bowman. So we'll see what happens. It's Hendrick teammates pushing the leaders of each line. Still packed up quite tightly. I believe that's 4 wide in the middle of the pack. That's dangerous. Oh, it's a green flag pit stops. They have begun. Yep, that's the first round of green flag pit stops. Brennan Gaughan, Allmendinger, Dillon, Logano, Buschner, Hamlin, Harvick, Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, and Cole Witt. And then a few more guys from the very back. Looks like this 96 of Kennington already came down pit road. Here's the lead pack that survived. Alex Bowman making a very important move for the lead on Austin Dillon. He's going to get under him here. McMurray still holding on to for dear life. Huge run on the backstretch. Barely holding on to that lead. We'll see how many of these guys pit. This could potentially be very dangerous. Especially if it's a guy like Jamie McMurray trying to pit from all the way up there. Here come the next round of them. Next round of green flag stops, led by Dillon. Then it goes Byron, Bowman, Hill, DiBenedetto, Menard, Eric Jones, Keselowski, Johnson, Elliott, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Blaney, Kurt Busch, Trevor Bayne, Daniel Suarez, Casey Kane, Kyle Busch, blah, blah, blah. It's basically everybody else. Everybody minus a few. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad for Newman and McMurray. They're going to lose a lot of speed and a lot of time for this. That could potentially be a huge make or break strategy call for them. It's coming off pit road. They're not going to have any help. So here we have these guys coming off pit road. Race off pit road looking bleak for a few of these guys. Wow, Johnson, Busch, and Almirola all losing a significant amount of ground on pit road. That is huge for them. They're going to lose a lot of spots and a lot of time for that. But we're going to look over here. It's Austin Dillon leading the race off pit road. Who we need to find is 62 have gone, actually. Looks like he will be in place to inherit the lead of this race, depending on where everybody comes out. There he goes by Timmy Hill. Oh no, McMurray and Newman are still on pit road. That's right. So it's going to be Alex Bowman or Austin Dillon, it looks like. He'll be the next to have the lead. Not a whole lot to see here. Bowman with a big run. He's got that the draft. Here comes Byron too. Little 3-car pack here. Can barely see because of the sun's glare. Got McMurray there. Here come everybody else. Hendrick Motorsports teammates, Byron and Bowman, hooked up. It looks like they're going to be able to catch Jamie McMurray in time as we pass Ryan Newman here. Compare the speeds. Bowman should be just coming into frame. This is going to be risky. McMurray might do something crazy and try and block. I think that's going to happen. Well, this will be interesting. Let's see who takes the lead. Ooh, Byron. Oh, he slows up. He tries to split him. He goes down to the inside. This will be a lead change. Bowman gets stuck behind one of McMurray, and I guess I stand corrected. Jamie McMurray able to keep it out front as we enter the final 10 laps of the race. Wow, okay. I did not see that coming at all. So here are your top 5. These 4 plus 47 of Allmendinger. Head to Benedetto. Brennan gone. A lot of these back markers got a lot of ground from that last round of stops. Penske duo here. Wow, a lot of big names in the back here. Truex, Blaney, Hamlin, Boyer, Elliott. And here is a mess if I've ever seen one. Here are all these guys that got, I don't know, left behind. Kyle Busch's crew had a terrible stop and effectively really ended things for him, which is quite unfortunate. They had a good race car built today, or tonight, or whatever. For now, we've got a little bit more of a lead pack forming up. It looks like this might be our race for the lead right here. And nobody up here has won, except for Timmy Hill, which is crazy. Which means we might see a first-time winner, which is insane if any of these guys win. They're all outside of the top 20 points, I believe, except for the 24. So these are all guys who have had pretty horrible seasons, especially McMurray and Bowman. So a win from anyone in this group would be pretty spectacular. Right now it's William Byron out front leading the race. He looks pretty strong, unchallenged at the moment. 8 to go. So you've got one little pack that goes from about 28th to 37. And then you've got another little pack that goes from 21st to 26th. And they're all pretty much spread out. This is the top 8 cars right here. And quite frankly, it looks like William Byron has the best shot at taking this one home. He looks comfortable out up front in front of the 47. They're making some serious speed too. Over 200 hasn't exactly been the motto here at Daytona today. See as they dip under 197, 196 even. Bowman with a huge run, by the way. There he goes to the inside. He has no drafting help, though. I don't believe there's anything he can do about it. Unless there's a little bit of a lane change here. Looks like they'll be able to just hold him off for now. Oh, Byron debates it. He goes a little bit low. Bowman's got to run now. The little hookup broke between the 47 and the 24, and now it's a Hendrick Motorsports 1-2. The two drivers that need it the most on that team. Johnson already safely inside the top 16. Chase Elliott right on the cusp. These two, not even close. I mean, I say not even close, but they're both outside the top 20. So, the kind of stuff they need right here. However, Byron looks like he's got a much better car, and he's doing a much better job. As here comes Austin Dillon on the inside to try and take over the second spot from Alex Bowman. Byron leading, moves up high with his teammate. He'd best go down low and block Austin Dillon before he loses the lead. Unless Dillon doesn't have a run. I mean, really, the 24 has the best seat in the house right now, because you see if the 3 gets past the 88, all he's got to do is go down and block the 3, because you know the 3 has the run. But he knows off the corner, it'll be the 88 with the better run, so he can go back up high. So really, with this many cars, there's not a whole lot. You don't have 3 lanes coming at you. There's only 7 other cars with you. You seem to have the best car out of them, and only 2 lanes to block. So as we enter the last 5 laps, oh, by the way, Timmy Hill's here. Timmy Hill running 3rd place. Brennan Gaughan seems to reluctantly tuck in behind him. Somehow they managed to pull off a 3-wide situation. Less than 5 to go. Byron out front, leading Austin Dillon. And don't look now, but here comes Timmy Hill, our little plate track ace this season. Wouldn't it be something else if they picked up a second win? All these winless drivers, all in better equipment than Timmy Hill. And Timmy Hill would snatch a second of 3 plate races this season. That would be something else. There goes Bowman again to the inside of the 3 of Dillon. Trying to make a move. Trying to make a run on his teammate. He knows there's not much he can do. As time winds down. A mere 4 laps to go. Bowman seems to have comfortably made the pass on Austin Dillon. Although I know Dillon isn't backing down from the fight. And here he goes. Bowman to the inside. Byron to the outside. We've seen Byron have the better car, but I think Bowman pulled off a perfectly timed move. And Alex Bowman to the lead. His first top 5 or top 10 of the season could be his first win of the season. Or of his career. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. It's Daytona. It's basically random. Byron got a massive run. Byron has some kind of straight line speed today. Because he can get the runs off the corner and really fight with that outside lane. He and McMurray. 88 of Bowman and the 3 of Austin Dillon now hooked up, leading that inside lane. So the 88 doesn't look quite as settled as the 24 did while leading as we enter 3 laps to go. Byron will now do everything in his power to try and go back up and challenge his teammate. As Timmy Hill drops down low, that gives the 88 a 3rd lane to protect, and now things are a little bit more interesting and challenging for Alex Bowman. He chooses to block the middle, seeing as they've got more horsepower than Timmy Hill. Simple as that. Not as much of a job. You see the 51 fades back a little bit. Byron is the one with the run. Then he'll go elevator, top to middle. Okay, I guess he's not too worried about Timmy Hill. Those guys are side by side racing each other. It's really helping Bowman. They're getting little runs here and there. As here's a big one from Dillon. Not really a big one, actually. 2 to go this time. Alex Bowman leading. He's got a mirror full of Chevrolet. In fact, I think everybody up here is a Chevrolet except for Matt DiBenedetto. He's got to get down there and block quick. Ooh, he's going to be close. Dillon's going to have a nose right under him. Oh, that's bad. That's bad for Bowman. He's got his teammates lined up on his outside. He needs a push or he needs help from Byron. Looks like he's going to get it. Here comes the 24 of Byron. That's going to help Alex Bowman. Bowman back to the lead. Dillon starts to slide back. Dillon has no help from behind. Alex Bowman leading a small little pack of 7 cars. All cars still on track. All cars still in the race. However, due to pit stops and alternating pit strategies, only 8 left in the race for the win. White flag is out this time. Bowman in the lead. It's going to be a battle of Hendrick Motorsports teammates, it looks like. Bowman with the advantage. He's a little bit too far out there. I'd be concerned if I were him. Dillon still on the inside with the 51 of Hill and the 62 have gone. Engines gone. Engines out of the question. They are pushing as hard as they can now. He blocks high. Byron gets the run there. Byron right on his bumper. Needs room to cut down. He doesn't have it. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. This is it for Alex Bowman. Austin Dillon's going to have one more shot at it. It's not going to be enough. Alex Bowman's first finish inside the top 10 is going to be his first win of this season. Alex Bowman wins with a Hendrick Motorsports 1-2. We wait for the rest of the field to fly by. What a finish from Alex Bowman. We've talked so much on how they have yet to record a decent finish throughout this entire season. And it turns out the first one that they do end up getting is a victory. Alex Bowman, the winner of the Coke 0400, round 18. It took them 18 tries to get a finish within the top 5 or the top 10, and they did. And it turns out to be their first victory. Not to mention that, but it was also a Team Hendrick 1-2. William Byron pushed his teammate to the victory, almost was able to make a move, but he didn't have enough room to cut low and try and go under the 88. So it looked like Byron was going to be the man to beat, but Bowman took it with 4 laps to go and finally made something happen this season. And he will punch his ticket to the playoffs. Oh, that was interesting. Okay. Probably just the AI being stupid. Let's look at our finishing results. Bowman and Byron, 2 names we did not expect to ever see at the top of the leaderboard the way things have been going this season. Then we have Dillon and Allmendinger. Timmy Hill, top 5, pulls it off again at the plate tracks. We can expect to see him back up front at Talladega once the playoffs begin. And Talladega is a round 1 track, by the way. It'll be the second race of round 1, unless I change my mind. So that'll be good for Timmy Hill. Timmy Hill actually might have a chance at advancing just because of Talladega. We'll have to see. So far, I believe he's been top 10 in all of his attempts. Now 2 top 5s and a victory for his 3 plate track attempts. That's impressive for them. McMurray 6th, Gone 7th, DiBenedetto 8th, Joey Logano 9th, Kevin Harvick rounds out the top 10. We'll go Paul Menard, Brad Keselowski, Ty Dillon, Trevor Bayne, Chris Buescher, top 15, Ryan Newman, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, top 20. And then I'm going to skip around. Look back here. Boyer 26th, Larson 27th, Almirola 28th. And then Jones 30th, Elliott 32nd, Kyle Busch 33rd, Johnson 34th. What happened? I don't know. Pit stops. I know that some of these guys had really slow pit stops that set them back. But usually it's the 48 and the 9 carrying the flag for Hendrick Motorsports. Not only did the 88 and 24 get a 1-2, but their teammates finished outside the top 30 of all places. And not just that Hendrick Motorsports duo. I mean, I mentioned Kyle Busch. Like Kyle Busch, even. That's insane. Kyle Busch, Almirola, who has been most consistent all season, finishes P28. So this will definitely be a standing shakeup as we go. I'll go look at the points briefly. Look at the 48's points. But he's only going to get 7 points from this race. Brad Keselowski finishing in the top 10. I believe we're going to have a significant change in hands of points over here. Looking at it, Alex Bowman is going to gain a lot of points on these guys and lock himself into the playoffs with a win. This is the exact kind of run that the 24 of Byron needed. Boyer finished back here. So I believe Byron is going to jump ahead of Bubba. He's going to jump ahead of Boyer. He'll gain at least 2 spots. He'll get himself back in the top 20, back into the hunt for the title. But significant thing is, Alex Bowman's victory is going to knock out teammate Chase Elliott for the time being. This is round 18. We've still got 8 more races to go until playoffs begin, but it's getting down to crunch time. If more drivers win, as the 88 locks himself in, that's 11 drivers locked in on wins. And when your name is Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, or any of these guys within the top 20 in points, you have to be thinking to yourself, is it time to stop playing consistency and go for some wins? Because consistency is nice, but it's only going to get you so far. And while Johnson and Keselowski don't have as much to worry about, guys like we see Hamlin, Jones, Logano, Elliott, Newman, the guys right around that playoff level, points might not be enough, because Alex Bowman will be the 11th different winner this season and the 7th one-time winner. So the way things are going, it would not surprise me if he won, or not he, if somebody else won another race. I mean, if we look back at it realistically, Clint Boyer can win a race. I know Daniel Suarez has enough speed to win a race. Jamie McMurray, I bet, can snatch one. He's fast enough. Statistically, like, there are still some guys right here. Like Chase Elliott can win, of course. We have Chase Elliott. Bowman has already won, so, you know, guys like Logano, if they don't win, and guys below him do win, he could very easily finish 18th going into the playoffs and not make it. So it's the crazy thing about this system, but we'll have to see how that all unfolds. For now, it's Alex Bowman winning his first race of the season. Will be his first top 5, his first top 10, and his first playoff points. And we have now completed 18 races. So that'll be good on him. Looking at it, it'll probably seed him 8th out of the 11 drivers in the playoff standings. Something like that. Whatever it is. That's all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.